talk about mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is the energy of motion or movement. When I take this football and I throw it, I'm creating movement by me throwing the football. I'm pushing the football. If I catch the football, by me reaching up and catching the football, I'm moving. Therefore, I'm creating movement. Light energy is the energy that allows us to see. Light is that light travels in straight lines and in waves. It'll continue to travel in a straight line unless something is blocking it or it reflects it into another direction. So in the case of, let's say we had a mirror here. Pretend this is our mirror. Light would travel in a straight line, and once it came in contact with the mirror, it would travel back in a straight line, but in a wave pattern, because it was reflected off of the mirror itself. Probably the best example to think about light is the moon. When we see a full moon at night, what we're actually seeing is the reflection of the sun's light off of the moon back on Earth. The moon itself does not emit its own light, but it's simply a reflection of the sun. Thermal energy is the transfer of heat by particles moving rapidly together. I have here a hot plate, and on top of the hot plate is a beaker of water that is currently boiling. This is a good demonstration of how heat is transferred, because as heat is added to this water, it begins to boil. You will notice that the bubbles are moving very rapidly. The faster the particles in matter move, the hotter it becomes. Essentially, heat is given off from thermal energy as those particles move faster and faster. A good example is if you take your hands and you put them together and you move them slowly for a little bit. Then stop and feel your palms, feel the temperature. Then gradually speed up moving your hands back and forth through they're very, very rapidly moving. And then stop. You can actually feel the heat from the fact that you're taking matter and you're speeding those particles up. In this case, my hands are acting as those particles. So it's a good demonstration to think about when you sound energy is the energy of particles that are vibrating together. Sound is created when those particles come together and begin to vibrate. For example, I have here a tuning fork. In order to make a sound, I have to cause a vibration. So by me taking the tuning fork and striking it, I actually create a vibration that allows you to hear, because those particles are vibrating together. Sound travels through the air. But unlike light, which travels in waves but in straight lines, sound travels in waves but in all directions. If you've ever been to the lake and you've taken a rock and you've thrown it into the water, when the rock hits the water, it creates ripples or waves that move out in concentric circles. So imagine that is how sound moves through air or water. The energy that flows through circuit. In this case, energy from the batteries is flowing through the wires to the light bulb and back through, creating a circuit, therefore lighting the light bulb.